Yeah, how you doing, everybody? It's Monday the 28th of December 2009, and sort of late on in the evening, and I just wanted to follow up the last little posting that I did, which is where I did the projections for Ireland. I did 6 of them, and as I said at the time, I hope they don't come to pass, but I think unfortunately, I think some of them will anyway. I just wanted to make this little group of projections, and it's only a small number of them. There's 2 really for America and 2 for the rest of the world, and what I want to talk about initially is I just want to talk about the states in America. Like the United States of America, America's made up of the United States of America, obviously, and several of those states, quite an amount of, are in deep economic problems, face colossal problems, and I think their problems are not going to get better. I think their problems are sustained. I think they're going to get worse, and I think they're going to deepen. And I think the impact on some of these states is going to be enormous. So I think in order to get out of the maze that they're in, the problems that they're going to have to turn to the federal government. And I think that's going to create a lot of internal problems within the United States, because states that don't have these problems are going to, well, they're going to kick up, aren't they? If the Fed hands out money, free money as it were, to these states that are in difficulties. Anyway, all I'm just simply saying is I think it's going to get worse for these states. I can't see it getting better. There's no reason for it to get better. Unemployment is not going to get better in the immediate future in the United States, and unemployment, as I see it, is at the key of this malaise, this sickness that they have, because they can't raise revenue. People, the firms and the companies that are there are laying people off, and they're trimming their sales, cutting back, they're consolidating themselves. Very, very few companies are in an expansive sort of stage. They're more in a belt tightening situation. So that's the whole problem is revenue coming to the States. It's been reduced way down. So that's all. So we'd see where that goes. Except I don't think it's going to go in a good direction. The next thing I want to talk about is, which some really I shouldn't be talking about because I don't know about it. I don't know anything about it. I'm just listening to what other people on the internet are saying, but I fear that it may happen, and I hope it doesn't happen. I just sincerely hope it doesn't happen, because invariably these horrible things mean the death of innocent people, lots of innocent people, and that's this false flag terrorism business, where something dramatic happens in either on the mainland of the United States or with one of the United States allies, and it gets blamed on terrorists or whatever, and it has a big political purpose, do you know what I mean, and all the rest of it. And I think there's loads of reasons why we should think that. I mean, at the moment I believe it's 133 countries America's in a military stroke political sense. So the level of oppression that they have, and the whole sort of concept of being the world's policeman, I mean, it's bound to evoke a lot of bad response, and it's not good from an American point of view. I hope, as I say, I hope it doesn't happen, but I fear it may. And anyway, as I say, I hope it doesn't come to pass. The third thing I just want to touch on is commodity prices, and I think that what's going to happen before the end of the year, I think that oil prices is definitely going to go up. Oil prices will definitely go up. How much will depend on a lot. Will depend on a lot of politics and a lot of other things that are going on in the world. I think definitely that by a minimum amount they're going to go up 30 or 40%. A minimum of 30 or 40%. I think that a lot of these OPEC countries will cut back on the production to keep the price up. That's what I think. And I think that also there will be a degree of uncertainty, political uncertainty in the world, and I think that will also keep prices up. But I think there's a distinct possibility the prices could actually double or triple before the year's out. And when I come to talk about the last thing, you'll see why. The other 2 things I want to talk about are just commodity prices, about silver and gold. I think from a personal point of view, ordinary people should be considering these things. Quite recently I had a conversation with 4 young people about money, about fiat currencies, and I was showing them one of these things here, which is I'm sure you've seen that before, these things here, these lads here. They're Reichsmarks note from, this one's from 1922, the German note, and I was telling them about, you know, to buy a loaf of bread you needed bundles of these things. I think that's 100,000. That's a 10,000 Deutschmark note. But I was just telling them that, you know, it used to have a lot of value when it was probably published first, and then it had little or no value, and that was all caused by inflation, caused by printing money. Anyway, we were talking about fiat currencies and about printing money and and I asked them why would they think that, you know, money backed by, say, let's say the way today it is, it's just money backed by the notional value of a country, which is what this like dollars are, and most euros are, and that they're not backed by anything like a gold standard or anything like that. And it came up anyway in the conversation. One of them said a fascinating thing. He said we were talking about the difference between paper money and gold and silver, and one of the boys said, which I thought was very, very insightful, he said to the other boy, look, it's obvious, he said, you can't print gold. I thought that was a fantastic insight for a 14-year-old boy to say to his friend. You know, he saw that you could print money, print paper, but you can't print gold. In other words, to get gold, it's a whole process, and there only is a finite amount of it, and you have to extract it and all. So it's a rare commodity. Paper's not. Paper's just paper. It's plenty of it, and you just print this thing up when you need it. And America's printed in the last 18 months, 2 years, printed between $2 and $3 trillion. So anyway, I think that everybody should be thinking about investing in gold and silver just as a hedge against inflation, which is another thing that's coming down the line. It mightn't happen in 2010, but it's coming down the line, and when it does, it's going to be colossal. It's going to be colossal inflation. It really is. You just can't print $3 trillion and dump it into an economy and expect nothing to happen. So anyway, that's my humble little bit of advice. Would be, I wouldn't be seeing gold and silver as being a primary investment vehicle, but if you want to do it, I would prefer to have gold and silver than I would to have stocks and bonds and equities. That's my humble opinion about it anyway. The final thing then I want to talk about is, I just want to talk about this Iranian situation. Now, I've done several snips in the past video postings about it, and I believe that this is at the heart for the foreseeable future of American foreign policy and what America is really about. America is not in Afghanistan running around chasing blokes in caves with mobile phones. Please believe, anybody who believes that is sick in the head. They want treatment. They're only there for one reason. It's oil. OIL. And the third or fourth biggest known reserve, proven reserves in the world, are in Iran. Now they're in next door in Iraq. They're out in the Gulf there with their nuclear aircraft carriers. They're in Afghanistan, they're in Israel, they're in Jordan, they're in Saudi Arabia. They've effectively got Iran surrounded, and it'll either be they're really ramping this situation up themselves, and British intelligence, CIA and British intelligence are obviously pulled in there big time, and they're ramping this situation up, and it looks like a civil war is going to break out there. It looks like something major, and under the cloak of that, I think the Israelis are going to bomb those nuclear silos, those nuclear sites, wherever they are in that Iran. They'll probably get the okay from America and go in. It looks like something like that's about to happen. And I ain't too far off. And when that does, watch the price of oil and watch what this Iran does, because this is not like attacking Iraq. Please believe me. Please believe me. We are on the way I see it, we are on the verge of something colossal here. This is America biting off a big chunk of a chocolate bar. This is not a little tiny bite. This could be one step way too far. Anyway, that's all I want to say. I hope it doesn't come to pass, right? And the other thing is, I want to post, before the New Year's out, I'm going to post a little list of positive things that can be done. Alright? So, we'll talk later. Bye.